All right. What's going on? How much know for Tennessee with this first storm? Probably none. Maybe a little bit with the second one. We'll go over that in a second. Let me just get started here. Get everything started up. Just started streaming. Let's see. Let me see. You know what I'll probably actually do? So I can have my live radar here. Maybe I'll shrink myself down. Maybe I'll shrink myself down, guys. Whoop. One second. Okay, and then we're going to put our radar down here at the bottom. Yeah, let me do this. Okay. I want our live radar in here as well. Let's see. Let me just organize this so we can have a better setup. So that when I'm talking about stuff, you guys can see what's going on the radar too when people get in here. Our winter radar. All right. Let's go. Change to product. We'll get started in a second. I'm going to let some people hop in here, guys. We'll let some people hop in here, and then we'll get started. Can't, yeah, the reflectivity there isn't good. Army Vet, I appreciate you. What's going on, Charles? Yeah, Pittsburgh right now looks like it's going to get somewhere between 2 to 4 inches next week. It does. So, let me check on something real quick, guys. Okay. All right, we'll get started here in about 30 seconds. We'll get started here in about 30 seconds. Letting people join, letting people hop in the live right now. How big do I want to make this radar? I want to make it like half. That's fine. Trying to get this radar a little bit bigger while I'm talking, while I have this other screen up. Probably should have done this before I hopped on stream, but you know. Whatever. Whatever, guys. We're going to fix it now. Don't worry, I will be answering everybody's questions. I know we got a lot of questions. By the way, the storm, guys, is a little bit earlier than it's supposed to be. Has anyone noticed that? This system decided to speed up a little bit, which happens from time to time. Which does happen from time to time. All right. Every now and then. I'm almost done. I'm almost done with my setup. I'm just trying to get my radar big enough so that when I'm talking, you guys know what the heck's going on. This should be over. Oh, wait. I guess that's fine. This is the latest national blended models that you're looking at right here, by the way. This is our latest national blend. So this is all of our models blended together. This is what it thinks, what you're getting snow-wise. Chicago went up a little bit, maybe a foot, maybe a little bit over a foot. Central Illinois, your totals went up a little bit. Central Indiana. We're seeing totals go up on the national blend through this region a little bit. By the way, I was talking about earlier my target for this storm through here. And if you take a look at the latest on National Weather Service, if you look at the high end, National Weather Service agrees with me now. Let's look at high end, see where they painted this target. And we talked about this. Whoever was in an earlier stream, remember I circled this region. Now you've got that from the National Weather Service too for potentially the highest of high end totals. So there we go. Winterstorm warnings for everyone out here. From Minneapolis all the way down to, I think, how far down do these get? Let's see. All right, I'll get to your questions, guys. 1 second. Yeah, all the way down to Quincy, Springfield, Illinois. Any snow for Tennessee? I'm seeing a lot of people ask about Tennessee. Did someone tell you guys you were going to get snow in Tennessee? Guys, who told them they were going to get snow in Tennessee? I don't... I've been hearing this a lot today. Who told you you were going to get snow in Tennessee? I don't think you're going to get snow in Tennessee. Maybe a dusting from this second system here. But there's no snow in Tennessee's immediate future. About maybe a little move past the next 10 days, and then I do think Tennessee's chances for snow goes up. But not in the immediate future right here. What software do I use? Down there at the bottom, let me actually center this. Down there at the bottom, I'm actually using Radar Pro, but I typically use WeatherWise for severe weather. I use Radar Omega and WeatherWise for severe weather. I don't love how their snow shows up. I don't like them for snow. So right now I'm using my Radar Pro. My Radar Pro for just, you know, these snow, for the snow reflectivity. Guys, NWS. Here you go. The latest expected snow totals. Let's go through them. Minneapolis expected snow totals have gone down a little bit on the NWS. 2 to 3 inches. 2 to 3 inches. High end. We'll go towards expected amounts. Omaha expected about 6 inches. Sioux Falls about 6 inches. Chicago around 8 inches, 8.5 inches. Milwaukee about a foot. Green Bay 8 inches. Eau Claire, Wisconsin 4.5. Waterloo 14 to 15 inches expected. Dubuque 13 inches. Davenport 15. Iowa City 14. Cedar Rapids 15. Des Moines 12. Quincy 7. Springfield 7. Decatur 7. Champaign, Illinois 8. I'm just going to yell all these out and then we're going to go over some real stuff. St. Louis, new expected totals 2.5. Indianapolis 3.5. Torquay, however you say that, 3.5. Fort Wayne, 8.5 inches expected. Gary, Indiana, out towards South Bend, somewhere between 9 inches to a foot possibly. Grand Rapids, around 10 inches. Kalamazoo, a foot potentially. Lafayette, Indiana, potentially as high as 6 to 7 inches. Evansville, maybe a half inch. Evansville, is that Indiana or Kentucky? It's right on the border. Yeah, it's Indiana. Toledo, 5.5 inches. Detroit, your expected totals went up a little bit. Expected just over 6 inches. Columbus, down to Dayton, about 1.5 to 2. I told you these would go down a little bit. We'll see if, but hey, who knows? Maybe you get a lot of snow on the front end. Just probably gonna be rain on the back end, which could mess that up a little bit. You'll have a better chance for snow though, moving ahead here early in the next week. Akron, 2 inches. Youngstown, 2 inches. Lots of lake effect. Lots of lake effect up here. So you'll get a little blanket of 1 to 2 inches maybe as the system moves off to the northeast on Sunday. But this is just getting lucky with lake effect. Syracuse is expected like 9 inches of snow now. This is big lake effect snow that's been coming in. Big lake effect snow band that's been coming in there. Kirksville, 7.5 inches maybe. All right, now high-end totals. High-end totals are kind of crazy. I mean, you could end up with 3 inches in Minneapolis. They also think you could end up with 9 inches in Minneapolis on the high end. I will tell you right now, the storm is definitely ahead of pace. Let me actually push into. Let me do this. I have so many video captures. Let me add one more. Or display capture. Give me a second, guys. One second, guys. I want to add this so you guys can see what's going on. So, take a look at the radar. Now we have 2 radars. One second, guys. I'm just adding something. I should have set this up a little bit before stream. But I'm a doomcough. There you go. Our storm's a little bit ahead. Our storm's a tiny bit ahead of schedule. So I think our snow totals are going to be a little off from what we see from the National Weather Service. Just a tad bit. I mean, we already almost have snow in Minneapolis. We weren't expecting snow into the Minneapolis metro. And this might start to go a little bit south. But to me, this looks like it's maybe 4 to 5 hours. 4 to 5 hours ahead of time. Which I find pretty interesting. What is going on with my... Something's going on. My OBS here. Causing me all sorts of issues. All right, that's better. Let's move this down. All right, here are the high-end totals that we could see. High-end total, Chicago, 21 inches. Milwaukee, 24 inches. I don't think you're going to see that, but you never know. 18 inches up into Green Bay, high-end. I'll get to your questions in a second, guys. Rochester, 14 inches on the high-end. Rochester, Minnesota. Minneapolis, 10 inches on the high-end. St. Cloud, 5 inches. Sioux Falls, 7 inches. Sioux City, 10 inches. Omaha, 13 inches on the high end. Des Moines, 18 inches on the high end. Davenport, 23. Dubuque, 23. Waterloo, 18. Cedar Rapids, 24. Iowa City, 23. Quincy, 11. St. Louis, 7. Indianapolis, 9. Muncie, 8. Fort Wayne, 11. Kokomo, I don't know how to pronounce that, 11. Lafayette, 11. Gary to South Bend, 20 inches on the high end. Decatur, 14. Champaign, Illinois, 14. Again, Chicago region, 22 plus, 21 plus on the high end. Grand Rapids, around 19. And then you get over here, Mansfield down to Columbus, maybe between 4 to 6 inches on the high end. Dayton on the high end, 4 inches. Cincinnati on the high end, 3 inches. This is, again, a lot of lake effect up here, so it's really not going to be affected too much by the high end because this is mostly lake effect, but you could get a better blanket of 2 to 3 inches across New England up here on the high end. So the high end's being very generous. But again, we're going to look at the expected amount because this is the latest from the National Weather Service. Kansas City, Missouri. I'd be surprised if you guys got a half an inch. I'd be surprised if you guys even got a dusting, honestly, from this one. Maybe a little bit with the second storm. If you want, we can take a look at the second storm. Emmanuel, what's going on? Okay, I'm going to start getting the questions. U.S. Army vet. Valerie, I appreciate you. Barbie, what's going on? Grayson. Appreciate you, Grayson. Valerie K. Wendy. Allen. Bo. What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, TikTok? Madison, Wisconsin. Wisconsin right now, you're expected to get around 8 inches. That's the expected amount. Yeah, that's the expected amount right now in Madison, Wisconsin. I need a Red Bull, guys. I'm exhausted. What is this? Michigan, Ohio border. Yeah, I mean, it depends. If we're talking about Toledo, 5 inches farther out west, they think you could see up to 8 inches here. This is just the latest from the National Weather Service. We can take a look at some updated stuff here. By the way, GFS 18Z. What are we looking like for our? Here, let's go down here for our early to mid week snowstorm. Let's push back up to the northeast. Why are all these on at the same time? All right. Brings the snow a little bit farther inland now. So, but then it gives you another shot along I-95 corridor right there. Taking a look at the latest European. Here's the latest Euro for our weekend snow system. Look how close this brings snow into... Look how close this brings snow to Philly. It's showing 3 inches here. Look how close that snow gets to New York City, and then it does put snow down in Boston. This is right up and down the I-95 corridor. Very, very close. Looks to be just inland. That's the latest Euro. We can see when we take a look at this here how it brings this precipitation up the coast. Here you go. See that? Classic. Classic storm that wants to screw DC, Baltimore, Philly, New York City over. Ryan, $2 super chat. I appreciate that. Any snow in Boston? Yeah, you know, again, most models are trying to get snow into Boston as we get into Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. This would probably be rain on the front end, and then you'd get some cold air wrapped in on the back end where you could get a few inches accumulating quickly. I think we have a decent chance to get some snow on the ground in the Tuesday and Wednesday of next week up in Boston. Yeah. I do. Appreciate that, Ryan. Thank you to anyone who's followed or subbed, by the way, too, if I missed anything. Kansas, this isn't going to be your storm, but again, we can take a look at this, you know, moving forward. Our second system is going to try to put some snow down into Kansas. Here, I'll drop straight into Kansas. We'll drop straight into Kansas. Here, let's look at a winter Kuchera total. Where's Kansas? Right here. This one's going to try to put this storm, mid next week, early next week, really for you guys. Monday into Tuesday is going to try to put maybe 4 inches into Kansas. What does the GFS think? What does the GFS think for you guys there? About 2 inches. So GFS, Euro are being pretty generous. The NAM also likes about 4 inches into Kansas City. I'm not crazy, right? Where... Okay, yeah, I was going to say, I know where Kansas City is. Okay. So, not a bad look so far. I will say, and I talk about this in a lot of my videos, a lot of times if you're near the southern portion of a snowstorm, if we go to the U.S., if you're near this, or actually, I'll go into the Ohio Valley. If you're near the southern edge here, sometimes it thinks this is snow accumulation, where really it's just trying to pile up sleet and slush as accumulation. So, It's a very close call for Kansas. I still think we could easily end up with 0 snow on the ground next Monday and Tuesday in Kansas City. But, you know, it's all going to come down to where that freezing line sets up. Right now, the GFS and Euro are thinking, and the NAM are thinking it's going to be far enough south to put some accumulating snow into Kansas City. So, southern Minnesota, yeah, I mean, the latest right here, we're talking about Rochester out to Mankato, down to Worthington, over to Albert Lee, Austin, over to Winona, La Crosse. We're looking at somewhere between 7 to 10 inches right now with the latest updates.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi.
What are you working on?
I'm streaming. You
I
want to say hi to stream?
Yeah.
Say hi, stream. Say hi, stream.
Say hi, Steve.
Okay, say bye, stream.
Bye, Steve.
Okay, I'll be out there in a little bit. Love you. Close the door when you go out. Oh, can you get Daddy a drink? Can you get Daddy a Red Bull?
Yeah.
Thank you. Look at my little helper. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Chicago latest. We're thinking 8.5 inches. On the high end, they think Chicago could get 21 plus inches. I'm rooting for the high end for Chicago. Maybe it'll keep you guys. Maybe it'll keep the kids out. If you guys get 21 inches, I feel like it could keep the kids out of school through Monday. They'll have an extra long weekend. What do you guys in Chicago think? You think if you got 21, 22 inches through Saturday night, falling into Sunday, kids would probably get Monday off? I mean, it's almost 2 feet of snow. That's a lot of snow. That'd be a big storm. I feel like they'd get Monday off. Detroit, yeah, Detroit actually expected totals went up to about 6 inches. They were floating around 5.5 before, so not too bad. DeKalb, Illinois. Where's DeKalb again? I know where. I forget where DeKalb is. Listen, northeastern. So where's DeKalb? Where's DeKalb, Illinois? If it's right around Chicago, I'm gonna. I don't know where DeKalb is, guys. You got to tell me if. Listen, northern Illinois here, Decatur, Springfield, Quincy, Champaign, and North. We're looking expected about 9 to 12 inches. If you're south of that, it's going to be all the way down to St. Louis and out east. We're looking at around 3 to 5 inches. West of Chicago, yeah. Yeah, northeastern Chicago or northeastern Illinois, we're looking at around 8 to 10 inches expected, but on the high end you could get tons and tons of snow up there. Janesville, I need to know what state, King. There's probably a Janesville in every state in the U.S. Let's see here. They'd make us go still? I'd hope not. Janesville, Wisconsin. Okay, well, I still don't know where it is, but Wisconsin, again, is kind of split. If you're Eau Claire and North, Eau Claire out to Green Bay and North, although Green Bay's expected around 7 to 10 inches somewhere in there. As you get farther into south, obviously La Crosse, out east, really the whole bottom half, of Wisconsin is looking at potentially 9 inches to a foot of snow. If you're north of that, the totals go down, but it's by Madison. See, that's easier. Yeah, you guys are expected 10 to 12 inches. On the high end, you guys could get 18 inches plus. On the high end, you get 18 inches plus there, which would be crazy, but I think it's going to be closer to a foot. It's not looking very winter-like for Northeast Washington State anymore for December. Yeah, I think we're probably going to have to wait until the last week of December for a potential flip back to good snow in Washington. I think you guys are... I've spoke about this for months, that I said the East looks very cold and snowy to kick off winter, and then I think that'll flip west. We've spoke about that for a long time. And especially if you look at our European Weekly, and I've been showing this, guys, especially if you look at our European Weekly, and you take a look at our 30-day 500 millibar height anomaly, holy crap, cold, and this is a great winter storm setup for everyone out east. Very cold setup all the way through Christmas. So, yeah, and you look at this ridge trying to pull up. Look at this ridge trying to pull up on the west coast. So this is, but it's a European weekly. Maybe this flips a little bit. Maybe this flips in the third week of December, and you guys don't wait all the way until January to see that really, really cold winter pattern set up for you guys. It's possible it flips a little bit earlier. They better close my work tomorrow then. Predictions for snow in Central Virginia this year. I think Central Virginia will at least hit its averages. I think we'll have one or two good nor'easter setups that drop snow into Central Virginia as well. Yeah, I think I'm pretty confident on average to above average snow out through this corridor here, up and down the coast, right out here. Central North Carolina, I would probably, well, that's gonna be tough. Southeast struggles in La Nina winters. But if you get a nice, really deep nor'easter setup where your low dives, that would put nice snow into Central North Carolina. We'll have to see. You'll have a chance for that in December. Central Michigan expected totals. Yeah, somewhere between 6 to 9 inches really across the state, Central Michigan. I need to, let me adjust where this is so I can, yeah, this should be like over here. So I can show this better. One second, guys. Okay. What are snow totals for Central Wisconsin right now? It depends. Big cutoff. Big cutoff in Central Wisconsin. I mean, it's not a sharp cutoff, but you know, Green Bay could end up with 9 inches, whereas you go up towards, I mean, there's not really, I don't know many big cities up here, but Merrill, 4 inches. You could go a little bit south down to Marshfield, could have 7, 8 inches, or Stevens Point, 7, 8 inches. So big cutoff. Central Wisconsin in general is looking like we're going to be somewhere between 5 to 9 inches of snow. Davenport, Iowa. Davenport, Iowa right now, expected total. This isn't even the high end. Expected total, 15 inches. It's a pretty high expected total. Let me look at the latest. Actually, we don't have a good HRRR. We have the 23Z. Okay, we're waiting for the 00Z HRRR right now. How much snow for northwestern Indiana? The expected total for northwestern Indiana is 10 inches to a foot. Leanne, Erica, Ray, Sandy, I appreciate you guys. Grayson. The GFS is still going crazy. Classic. You know that, Charles. Yeah, no problem. Central Illinois totals, kind of like Wisconsin. Central Illinois and Central Wisconsin are doing the same thing. You've got this wide range of like, hey, you could get 5 inches, you could get 10 inches. You can see if we look at Central Illinois and Central Wisconsin, both the, you know, that's where you have kind of the transition into higher totals there. I don't know where South Elgin. I don't know where that is. Is that one? Is that Illinois? Buffalo snow totals. Here's the expected over the next 72 hours, about 2 inches. Although, again, you're going to get more lake bands kicking on, so you could end up getting more than that. High end 5 inches for Buffalo. Minneapolis right now, thinking 3 to 4 inches of snow. I think on the low end, Minneapolis probably gets 2. On the high end, I think Minneapolis could end up with like 8 inches of snow. And that's because, I mean, the National Weather Service thinks that. But our surface, I mean, we've got a little blanket of snow out here. Our surface is cooled from that snow that moved through a few days ago. And we're going to be well below freezing, unlike we were with our first snowstorm a few days ago. So I think our snow ratio is going to be fantastic. So we're not going to need heavy snow to get good snow accumulation. It'll start to accumulate pretty quick, so we could end up with a bigger snow total than what's thought. The Euro still gives you a chance Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday for a little bit of snow into Philly. It's going to be tough, though. I think it's going to stay northwest of the I-95 corridor, so you have a bunch of opportunities in December, though. The next 3 weeks looks very, very cold for Philly, for the Mid-Atlantic and for New England, including the coastal regions. So that's going to give you lots of opportunities. You're going to have many, many days below freezing, which is going to give you the opportunity for some big snowstorms here in December. December still looks really good for the coastal region. Don't be, it's not surprising you're not expecting a huge snowstorm along the coast here in late November, early December, but still, you still have a big snowstorm for coastal Mid-Atlantic, coastal New England in December on the table, easily. Central Ohio, we're looking at maybe somewhere between 1 to 3 inches. Columbus right now is being projected about 1.5 with this first snowstorm. Obviously, we have a second one right after this. Into Monday, Tuesday, you guys could actually end up getting 2 or 3 inches of snow from our second snowstorm. I think that'll be better for Central Ohio, kind of this region. Oops. I think that'll be better for Central Ohio, our Monday, Tuesday snowstorm. Flandreau, South Carolina. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Oh, I can't even find it on here. You're going to have to tell me what region that's in. Indianapolis, expected total 3.5 inches right now. Tough when you're on the southern edge of these systems because sometimes it accounts for slush, mix, sleet as accumulation. So it's tough, but still expected over 3 inches in Indianapolis right now. Lorraine County, west of Cleveland. Three to 4 inches expected right now with this system. On the high end, you could probably get 5 or 6. Waterloo, Iowa. Expected snow totals right now, 15 inches. High end, you could get over 20 inches of snow. Wow, we got snow ahead of schedule, already moving into Mankato and Rochester, Minnesota. Des Moines, is anyone in Cedar Rapids right now? Cedar Falls, Des Moines, are you guys seeing some snow? Let me know. Let me know if you guys... Iowa looks like it's getting some good snow. Anyone out there? Let's see. Ames, Fort Dodge, Cedar Falls, Cedar Rapids, Mason City, Spencer, Burlington, Iowa. Are we seeing any snow out there flying? Look out your windows. It's probably dark already. Coldest November since 2014. Don't worry, y'all. For who? Oh, I actually want to look at that. Not Iowa City yet. Yeah, you have snow falling over Iowa City. It's probably evaporating before it's hitting the surface. Because you can see here the snow beginning to move into Iowa City. It's over Iowa City. Probably evaporating right now. Anyways. Detroit, yeah, you guys, your expected totals went up a tiny bit, 6 inches from like 5.5. But Kenosha County, Wisconsin. Okay, your Rose, if you check. Where's Kenosha County again? Is that Milwaukee? Where's Kenosha County? Let me move this over to high def so I can actually see this. Yeah, by Milwaukee. I would just say that. Sure, let's check on that. You guys are expected 12 inches out there, up and down the coast, really southeastern Wisconsin. All of almost central to southern Wisconsin is expecting somewhere between 10 inches to a foot of snow, 18 plus inches on the high end if you get lucky. You can see in here. A foot everywhere around Milwaukee. Torhute. I don't know how to pronounce that. 3 to 4 inches is expected right now from the National Weather Service. I'm surprised you're not seeing snow flying in Iowa City. I'm going to start pulling up some webcams in a little bit here to check what's going on. I am. Cincinnati area next week. Yeah, so if we push a little bit, let's take a look at the latest Euro for you guys. Wants to give you the possibility of 1 to 3 inches with this system Tuesday. Not a big fan of the NAM lately, but we'll look at the NAM because it's an extended short range. The NAM, wow, what is going on here? The NAM, the NAM keeps that snow so far north. I don't know if I believe that. What's the GFS put down into? Here we go. We'll look at the 24-hour. The GFS thinks Cincinnati could see it's going to be tight, but 2 to 6 inches next Tuesday. I don't know, man. It's going to be close. Going to be close. Obviously, someone here is going to end up with nothing along this line here, depending on where everything meets up. So. How much snow for Fort Wayne? Expect it 8.5 inches. Could be a little bit more, over a foot if you get a high end. How much snow is Minnesota going to get? Much better snow if you're Minneapolis and south. Once you get north of Minneapolis, north of Wilmar, it really starts to drop off. Minneapolis could still see. I mean, the latest is saying 2 to 3 inches through Minneapolis. I think we could get a little bit more because we're going to have a good snow ratio. We're cold. We have a little bit of snow already on the surface in a lot of areas. So that cold air is going to be moving across the surface, staying colder with the better. Again, that's going to be increasing accumulation rates, density, less dense snow. So high end, I think Minneapolis could receive like 8 inches if you get lucky there, if we get lucky with the setup. We're probably going to have some flurries moving into Minneapolis as soon as, I'd say, 5 hours from now. I don't know where Streeter, Illinois is. You're going to have to tell me what it's near. Texas and Houston. Let's check. Expected about 0.0 inches. Bunch of cold air coming, though. Gosh, the latest models here are going crazy. I don't even think I went over this earlier, guys. The temperature anomalies that we could have ahead are pretty wild. Take a look at this real quick. Take a look at this. Just cold out east. Cold. Let me go to the 12Z. Cold out east. Cold out east. Look at this. Freezing. We're getting 20 degrees below average down in Houston, Texas. Cold, 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 cold. More cold for the east. More cold for the east. Look at this. Look at Texas. 20 to 30 degrees below average. More cold for the east. More cold for the east. Freezing temperatures. What's the GFS? The GFS actually keeps us a tiny bit warmer than the Euro. Cold, 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 cold. So much cold air out east. The GFS thinks, hey, we get towards December 12th. Maybe we warm up a little bit. I don't know. I think it stays cold. The Euro AI is probably tripping out with the cold air, too. Look at that. Cold, cold, cold out east. Cold out east. Continuous push of cold air. Let's go back to our national blend. Winter. Actually, it's 24-hour. It's much better. All right. A little north of Chicago. It doesn't really matter where you are. If you're anywhere in this region, it doesn't really matter where you are, guys. 8 inches to a foot. That's where the bulk of the snow is. It's going to be one of those blanket types of snow, not really a banding type of snow, which is better. It puts more snow down for more people. Megan, Austin, Brayden, I appreciate you. Jay, Eyes, Blake, appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. 50 new followers. Appreciate any new followers, any of the new subs. Hey guys, I post videos every single morning. Forecasts, everything that's going on in the States, severe weather, winter-wise, tropical-wise, all the good stuff. And I live stream every single day as well. Every single day. I might take off Sunday morning. Because I want to do something Saturday night. Springfield, Illinois. Expected total 7 inches. On the high end, maybe a foot plus. Charleston, West Virginia. Maybe with the second storm, we could see something. Maybe with this system, let's look at this 24 hours. With the second system, you could get a dusting, maybe on the high end an inch through Charleston, West Virginia, as we get to Tuesday and Wednesday next week. One second, guys. Bowling Green, Ohio. Why am I forgetting where Bowling Green is? I know where Bowling Green, Ohio is. I know where Bowling Green, Ohio is. I'm just forgetting. Oh my gosh. I'm probably thinking of Bowling Green. No, I'm thinking of Bowling Green, Kentucky. I don't know where Bowling Green, Ohio is. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So, okay, yeah. Yeah. Next time, if you want a quick question or a quick answer, just say just south of Toledo. Yeah, you guys are expected around 5 inches. 5 inches. I was like, nah, it's Bowling Green, Kentucky that I'm familiar with. Around 5 inches. Expect it. Could get a little bit more. Grand Rapids, Michigan, around 10 inches. Expect it. Could, of course, high end probably get 15 inches plus. Actually, I think high end it won't even go that high there. Maybe a foot plus. Champaign, Illinois, 8 inches. Foot plus on the high end. Philly's going to be tough to see snow in the next 10 days. But getting to the second week of December, we've got a good setup for you guys still. I expect Philly to get accumulating snow before Christmas. Maybe good accumulating snow before Christmas, but in the short term, not. Typically, the suburbs get more than downtown Chicago. Correct. That's because of the city warming effect. City island warming effect. Lots of buildings, lots of cars, lots of emissions and stuff. It typically brings your temperatures up 3, 4, sometimes even 5 degrees as you get closer to populated areas. So your snow ratio goes down. So yeah, if you guys in the city are always like, oh, they always get so much more snow just outside the city. Correct, and there's a reason for that. It's just a little bit warmer in the city. There's a lot more going on. Hi from Door, Alabama. What's going on, Nightwolf? Will snow arrive for Columbus, Ohio? Into Sunday morning, I think. Let me look at this. Do we have our... One second, guys. One second. Let's look at this real quick. Yeah, looks like we could see snow Saturday afternoon. Light snow Saturday afternoon. So yeah, and then in Sunday morning. And then maybe it converts into rain as we get into Saturday late into the morning, or Sunday late into the morning and afternoon converts into rain. Denver, expected amounts right now, maybe a dusting to an inch. High end, maybe you get 2 inches. Fuel, appreciate you. What's going on? What is going on? What is going on? Storm ahead of track? Yeah, it is a little bit. Yeah, right. Well, I don't know if that means bigger totals. It could just, actually, if the storm's speeding up, could actually mean lower totals. I'm convinced that you guys in Iowa City, I'm convinced it's snowing in Iowa City, even though you guys are saying it's not. Someone in Iowa City, go look outside again. Look up and tell me. Dude, I'm driving through the storm. Someone in Iowa City, try to tell me it's not snowing again. I dare you. I dare you to tell me it's not snowing in Iowa City. Oh, look. Thank you, Karen. It's got to be. It's got to be snowing in Iowa City. Des Moines it is? Yeah, 100% Des Moines it is. Let me see. Oh, 100%. It's snowing an hour south of Iowa City. You guys on the map in Iowa City are just under a blanket of snow. So, and I'm not blaming my radar for this. I let me pull up Radar Omega now, actually, and see what Radar Omega sees. I've got to see this now. Radar, MRMS, winter weather. 1 second, guys. All right, let's get this climatology stuff out of here. Yeah, you guys are trying to tell me it's not snowing in Iowa City, and I'm like, what is going on with our radar then? Look. What is this? What do you mean it's not snowing in Iowa City? I mean, maybe it's just starting to push in. Maybe it's just starting to push in now. I'm shocked. If you're in West Iowa City, it's probably snowing. All right, I'll continue. Fort Wayne, Indiana. I think we're thinking somewhere around 9 inches. It's snowing in Des Moines. Yeah. Dayton, Ohio. Webster City. God, winter radars are so bad. They're actually so bad. Get me off of here. I don't even want to see that one. Kalamazoo, Michigan. You're expected around a foot. High end, maybe 16 inches plus. Springfield. Right now, you're expected around 7 inches. Latest from the National Weather Service. Yeah. I want to do a little bit of an outlook here, guys. Here, let me chug my Red Bull. Let me chug my Red Bull real quick. Minneapolis, expecting about 3 inches of nice, fluffy snow. We have a good snow ratio. High end, Minneapolis could see 8+ inches if we get lucky here with the storm slowing down, a little bit more moisture, a little bit better of a snow ratio. Although I don't think our snow ratio is as good as it's going to get. It already looks to me like the snowpack's a little bit higher north than it should be. So I think Minneapolis is going to do okay with snow. What would be high-end snow totals for central Wisconsin? Close to a foot on the high end. New York City's not going to see probably snow within the next week. Get to our 10 to 14 day range, and we could see some snow trying to fly up and down the coast there, I-95 corridor. There's some chances. There's going to be multiple chances before Christmas for snow for the I-95 corridor. We'll see if they confirm, but we have a very, very, very cold trend locking in for the east, especially when you take a look at our extended European ensemble here, 500 millibar height anomaly. It's looking good. NAO is expected to dive negative leading up to the 25th of December, Christmas, which would be also another good opportunity for a storm out there before Christmas. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Expected amount. Wait, Sioux Falls? Five inches. 5 to 6. High end 8. Although you're already getting snow move through there. You're going to get a little bit more snow that falls in the back end. How much snow do you have on the ground right now in Sioux Falls? How much snow has fallen so far? Because we've already had some snow move through. Detroit, expect around 6 inches. High end 9. High end 8. If you guys say smaller cities and I don't know them, I have to skip because I'm answering a lot of questions. But if you say a small city and you say it's just to the west of a major city, or it's in northwestern Illinois, or it's in east central Ohio, and you help me out, just tell me where it is, and I can answer you quickly. Davenport, Iowa. Expect it 15 inches, which is crazy. 20 plus if you get lucky here on the high end. My weather app took snow totals out of the forecast for central Kansas. Yeah, well, I never thought that we were going to see any snow in central Kansas. I mean, National Weather Service is still saying a half inch. But I think that was always a little bit of a fairy tale because I think they were accounting for mixing and sleet. But like December, you're going to have your chances here in December for Kansas. Believe me, central and eastern Kansas will have their chances for snow here moving forward. The pattern's pretty decent to try to get snow into central and eastern Kansas, even if it's not with this system or the early next week system. User David, I appreciate you guys. User 473-12654. Yeah, Naperville. People keep asking about Naperville, Illinois, and I don't know where it is. And I keep saying, just tell me what part of the state it's in, and I'll answer you. But I don't see it. Someone's probably answered that, and it's just passed on my screen. Fort Wayne, big dog. What we gonna get? Fort Wayne's looking like about 8 to 9 inches right now. 12, a foot plus on the high end. It's near Aurora. I don't know where Aurora is either. Oh, okay. See, this is what I'm saying. You guys are saying Naperville. Why not just say Chicago? Look what the expected total is. 8 inches. Look at Aurora, 8.5. 8 to 9 inches. The entire northeastern, all you have to ask is northeastern Illinois. This is a blanket snow. It's not like we're talking about lake effect here. Blanket snow, northeastern Illinois. Boom, there we go. 8 to 9 inches. High end, you could get a foot plus for sure. Bottom left, Michigan. Love that. I know a lot of these cities down here. Kalamazoo, Portage, South Bend, Indiana. What do we got out here? Fairplain. Yeah. Expecting a foot to 14 inches on the high end. You could put 3 or 4 more inches than that down. Yeah, Naperville, Chicago. I figured that out. I figured that out. Yeah, I got. Yeah, there it is. There's Naperville. I found you guys. Right off of East Ogden Ave. I found you guys. Yeah, Chicago Metro looks like to me. Right on the edge of Chicago Metro. Not really Chicago Metro. What about Upper Ohio? No, you want to be farther out west. Look at northwestern Ohio with 6 to 9 inch chances. You get out here towards Sandusky, up through Cleveland to Ashtabula. We're talking about somewhere around 3 inches down to Akron, 2 inches. Mansfield, 2 inches out towards Alliance, Youngstown, maybe an inch or 2. Top right in New York Sunday. Top right. Plattsburgh. 1 to 3 inches up there. Far northeastern. Upstate New York. Although, actually, if we're talking about a little bit farther, if we're talking about our snowstorm next week, right here, we could get more snow. We could get more snow up there with this one. Let's take a look there. Let's winter. I'll go 24-hour inches with our second storm. 52 roses. James, I appreciate you. Sandy, I appreciate you. Thank you, guys. 13 Jam, appreciate you. All right, here we go. Yeah, so well, not seeing any huge snow for you guys, but a few inches. Fluffy accumulating snow. You're going to have a good snow ratio with the temperatures. West Cincy. Tough with this first storm. Again, second storm you could have a chance. Ohio Valley. Second storm, the Euro is saying maybe we do get an inch to 3 inches in a Cincy, depending on where this snow lines up. Does it come a little bit farther north? I don't think it's going to go much farther south. So if this goes a little bit farther north, you could end up with a few inches into Cincinnati next Tuesday. This is probabilistic precipitation portal from NOAA. wpc.ncep.noaa.gov / PROB_PRECIP /. Southern Illinois. Yeah. Mount Vernon and south, a dusting 2 inches. Far southern Illinois is going to be tough to get much. Just a dusting down there in far southern Illinois, but you could get, once we get up to Mount Vernon, your total starting to push up pretty quickly. Thanks for keeping us informed and safe. Hey, I appreciate you. Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor expected totals right now around 7 inches from the National Weather Service. Omaha. 6 inches expected for Omaha from the National Weather Service right now. I want to see what your high-end totals could be. About a foot. Guys, should we just look at the high end? Should we just look at the high-end potential snow totals and Just go completely off that and say this is just going to be a crazy snow for everyone. I really don't even want to release a video tomorrow. Maybe I'll just do a quick one. I just want to get on because I get up at like 4 a.m. I just want to get on and start streaming at 4 a.m. and then I can stream for like 5 hours straight. I just want to do a long stream tomorrow. I want to do a super rushed video tomorrow. If my video looks like it's low quality tomorrow, please don't judge me, guys. I'm gonna rush it. I want to stream for a long time as the snow is moving in tomorrow. We're gonna get a lot of good updated information. We're gonna rush it. My video this morning took me like 2 hours. Evansville, Indiana. Oh, not bad, actually. Oh, no, this is the high end. A dusting to a half inch, probably. But again, if we look forward a little bit, next Monday into Tuesday, there's a chance that we actually get some serious, actual accumulation. Maybe an inch or two into Evansville. We'll have to see. You can see where the Euro puts that snow down there near Evansville. And if we take a look at the GFS tries to put down 3 inches into Evansville. So you're saying there's a chance. Yeah, next Monday, Tuesday. Watch out. Not next. This upcoming Monday, Tuesday. God, today feels like a Sunday for me. So glad it's not. Here in the Quad Cities, we are going to get hit hard. Okay, don't tell me where the Quad Cities is. I'm not looking at chat. The Quad Cities. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. I feel like you've got to be talking about Quad. Are you just making that up? What is that? The Chicago area? What's the Quad Cities? Or are we talking about Quad Cities? Wait, what? Davenport. There are 4 related cities. Oh, that's where I was looking, right here. What are the 4 main cities out here? Moline, Bettendorf, Davenport, Rock Island. Oh, okay. The Quad Cities. All in this little square. Okay. Cool. Now I know what people mean when they say that. Yeah, 15 inches. High end. Oh, my gosh. On the high end, guys. On the high end. 27 inches. The National Weather Service gives you guys a chance for 27 inches. Jeez. Sorry for yelling into the mic. Holy crap. You can tell how much that National Weather Service is struggling with Minneapolis. Because although we're not expected to see a lot of precipitation, we could have like a 15-to-1 snow ratio. Meaning an inch of precipitation could drop 15 inches. A half inch of precipitation could drop 8-10 inches. And so that's why the high end's at 10 and the low end's at like 2 in Minneapolis. Or the expected's at 2, the high end's at 10. It's such a big difference because the snow ratio is so good up there. Struggling. Waving a hand from Cincinnati. What's going on? Next to Decatur, Illinois. Mawakwa? Wish I was better at pronouncing stuff. That area, Springfield up through Decatur, up through Champaign. Yeah, you expect it's around 6 to 7 inches. Right in that area. Just had to be, didn't it? Am I saying it right? Torhute? Am I saying that right, Kelly? Torhute. That's how I want to say it. That's how my brain's telling me to say it, but I think I'm wrong. Am I saying that right? I want to say Hote. No, I'm saying it wrong. Cool. Awesome. Someone help me with that. Tara Hote? Tara Hote? I feel like that's wrong too. Terra Hote? Terra Hote. Terra Hote. There we go. Terra Haute. I was never close. Torhute. How's everyone doing? I'm doing good. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing in chat? We got 400 people on TikTok. We've got about 30 on YouTube. Saginaw. I know where Saginaw is. I know where Saginaw is. How do you spell Saginaw? Oh, Saginaw. Like you're sagging. Saginaw. Let's see, Saginaw. Are we talking about Michigan? Which Saginaw are we talking about? Yeah, Saginaw, Michigan. Expect it between 7 to 8 inches. Be chasing this mess tomorrow? That'd be so fun. I would love to chase the snow. Oh, I almost hit put user in timeout. Don't want to do that. We're trying to pin a message. Check Howell. You got to tell me what state. Howell's another. There's a lot of these cities that are in multiple states, guys. Cedar Rapids look. Fort Dodge, Mason City, Iowa, Cedar Rapids look like you may be getting some really good snow right now. Potentially. Can you check Howell, Michigan? All right, if I can find it. Where's Howell, Michigan? Are you guys near Ann Arbor or Lansing? East? Did you say east of Detroit? Ain't that Canada? East of Detroit. You mean west of Detroit? You're either in a lake or you're in Canada if you go east. Yeah, yeah. Ann Arbor region up to Waterford, Detroit. This whole really eastern Michigan area, we're seeing the potential for 5 to 7 inches of snow. Expected totals. It could be a little bit higher than that. 9+ inches on the high end for you guys. Let's see. I'm from Carlton, Illinois. It's not snowing here yet until I think like 3 a.m. Is that out west? Yeah, here, I mean, oh man, do we have the latest HRRR coming out? Let's see, guys. That would be some nice information for us. No, not yet. We have the 23Z out. Yeah, early in the morning, you get that snow moving into Illinois. Let's take a look. NAM 3K. The timing is off on all these. I think it's a little bit quicker than expected. Yeah, you see that snow wants to move to western Illinois at around 1 to 2 a.m. Really be engulfing most of Illinois by around pretty early in the afternoon or early in the morning, around 9, 10 a.m. Yeah. Pretty big swath of snow here. We haven't really talked about the ice. Maybe we should take a look at what the ice expectations are here. That's not too exciting. Too exciting. Anyone in this region here? Lincoln. None of this is crazy ice. Not even this region. You really get nervous once you get over a quarter inch. Really gets bad once you get over a half inch, and then an inch plus can be catastrophic. Inch plus ice storm. Yali, what's going on? Jaden, Sandy Jill down. Yali. So this isn't the worst ice I've ever seen, but it's not great. Chance for some ice you can see up and down over here as well. Pleasant Hill, Iowa. Where's Pleasant Hill? Everyone in Iowa looks to get pretty good snow. Unless you're in far southwestern Iowa. Could struggle a little bit. You'll probably still get some accumulation, though. This is just a probabilistic precipitation portal through the Weather Prediction Center, NOAA. Let me see something. Let me pull Radar Omega up really quick. Pull Radar Omega up really quickly, guys. Take a look at the snow on here. And actually, let me pull up temperatures here. Fronts, clouds, temperatures. No, I don't want clouds. We want temperatures. What's our current temperatures right now? 28 in Chicago. 25 Minneapolis, Des Moines 26, Sioux Falls 22, Omaha 28. Good snow ratios right now with these temperatures. Pretty good. All right, let me just, one second. Let me take this out of full screen so I can get. Why is my Radar Omega lagging so bad? One second, guys. Let's do this temperature map. One second. Good snow moving into Iowa City right now. Waterloo, Mason City, Fort Dodge, St. James, Minnesota, Windham, Minnesota, Aberdeen, South Dakota, Webster, South Dakota, Clark, Watertown. Some decent snow looks like up there right now. Bismarck, some decent snow. Trying to move through Bismarck right now. We have a little bit trying to get into southern, move out towards Mankato and Rochester here pretty soon. Snow moving out towards Davenport, Burlington. Maybe some flakes starting to actually fall in western Illinois earlier than expected. Like I said, this storm's moving a little bit quicker than most people thought. Snow for Mass. It's possible with our next system. Let's move this out. Let's go into the European. Move forward in time. Northeast, New England. This could end up being good snow for Massachusetts. Right now, the latest Euro, although it's doing some weird stuff, the latest Euro thinks a widespread 3 to 6 inches is possible for Massachusetts on Tuesday into Wednesday. I'm late. What's Chicago? Expected 8.5. If you get the high end, you could get over 20 inches of snow. See, Kels, I appreciate you. Since it's moving quicker, will snow stay longer prior to switching over to rain? In my opinion, you'd want this storm to be moving slower. I think moving quicker could end up with lower snow totals. It kind of depends where you are, though. Some areas, the faster movement is going to help. I think some areas it's gonna hurt. It's a little weird. I think it's probably. I'm trying to think about this. The main event for snow was really supposed to be for a lot of us during the daytime out here, and yeah, the main event was really supposed to be during the daytime out here. And if this speeds up, do we get a lot of snow beginning to fall before the sun comes up, which would be a better snow ratio because we'd be colder before the sun comes up. So maybe on the front end snow is a little bit higher because your snow's falling before the sun is up, before the warmth of the sun, and your snow ratio is a little bit higher. So front end snow could be higher. Back end snow could be lower from the speed up. Interesting scenario. Please don't. Thank you, Morgan. 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Thanks, Nolan. Yeah, I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. Hopefully got to see some family. Do you like cows? I have cows. I like cows, yeah. Is southeastern Wisconsin really going to be so much? Yeah, I think a lot of you guys are going to get up to a foot. Snow ratio is good. It's going to be snowing for a long time. It's not a quick snow. I have a new TV. Wait. I'm watching YouTube on my Roku TV in my bedroom. What's up? That's funny. I want fluffy snow. Yeah, a lot of this is going to be fluffy snow for the very populated areas out here because it's so cold. What about upstate New York? Upstate New York, most of your snow's dependent on snow banding right now, which we got some decent snow banding out here, but let's actually look at this real quick. Snow bands are looking pretty nice throughout a lot of upstate New York currently. You're going to get a blanket of 1 to 3 inches, though, as the system moves out through New England. Maybe 1 to 2 inches as the system moves out through New England on Sunday. Rochester. The snow's finally starting to angle over Rochester. There you go. You guys could get bigger snow totals than expected. Syracuse has been under lake effect snow for quite a while as well. Con, Ben, what's up? Connecticut. Connecticut could see some snow with the system next week. Right now, the latest Euro is thinking maybe we do get 1 to 5 inches through Connecticut next Tuesday into Wednesday. It's probably going to stay off the coast, but we'll see how this adapts. Let's wait another 24 hours to get into a little bit better of a forecasting range, and then we'll start talking. We'll start talking about that. How much snow for Minneapolis on the low end? Probably 2 inches. On the high end, 9 inches. It's tough. We're not expecting heavy snow to fall in Minneapolis, but we have a very good snow ratio, and the surface is very cool from our last snow system that moved through 2 to 3 days ago. So I think we're going to end up with somewhere between 3 to 6 inches for a lot of the region around Minneapolis Metro. Yeah, Marissa, this is much better chance for us because we don't have that crap snow ratio like we had last time. We had, I had 1.5 inches fall in my area, 2 inches, which was a little bit less than I expected, about an inch and a half less than I expected. But that's because the first 6 hours of snow was melting in the warm rain that had fallen right before it. So we could have had great snow, but we had that warm rain that fell right before it, which kind of ruins it. We're not going to have that issue, so even though we actually probably saw more precipitation with the last storm than we're going to see with this storm. Better snow ratio means higher snow totals. For Columbus, Ohio, snow is supposed to fall, then rain. Then it's supposed to go below freezing in the afternoon for Sunday. Will ice be a concern? A little bit, but I think You're below freezing as the snow's falling. You go above a little bit, then you go back below. It happens so quickly, I don't think you're going to get thick ice. How much for Bloomington, Illinois? Right now, you're being projected between 7 to 10 inches, around 9.5 to 10 inches. On the high end, you could probably easily get over a foot there. This right here is just NOAA's website, NOAA.gov, NOAA. It's the probabilistic precipitation portal from the National Weather Service. It's supposed to be really windy here. It says I might get blowing snow. Yeah, let's actually take a look at some of the latest updates. Watches here. Here's the latest weather alerts. So, winter storm warnings. Everywhere in the pink. Winter storm warnings. And then the purples are winter storm advisories. So we stretched out to the east now. Now we have out here to the east, these are lake effect snow warnings. We've got snow squall warnings in effect here up into portions of Canada. We've also got, I mean, these are both snow squall warnings. They're just, the yellow's less. Out here in Pittsburgh, special weather statements about these winter storms, winter weather advisories out here as well. What's going on in Maine? Special weather statement. Snow melt refreezing on roadways tonight. Okay, so a little bit of a slip and slide out there. Some of these have 2. Oh, interesting. Some of these do have 2. But obviously, some pretty big warnings posted out here for us in the Midwest. Look at this snow. New Jersey Tuesday, you probably get a little bit of a sleet, slush, rain, mostly rain. But don't worry, December looks cold and potentially snowy for the Mid-Atlantic and New England coast. We have a couple systems that could line up into the second and third week of December. The Euro and the GFS just see so much cold air for the East Coast. I'd be surprised if we didn't get some early season snow out there. I know it's been pretty bad lately over the last few years, but it's a good setup. Snow totals for GR Michigan. Grand Rapids, 10 inches, over a foot. 14, I'd say over a foot on the high end. Driving from Cleveland to Knoxville tomorrow. From Cleveland to Knoxville tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be chilling. What are your odds of seeing snow? Probably not very likely. I mean, except for as you're leaving Cleveland. We might still have lake effect turned on. Pittsburgh could see a couple inches, 2 to 3 inches early next week, Tuesday. But with this system, you're not expected to see much. Maybe a dusting to an inch. Dalton, that is cool, crunchy snow. Like Dalton where? For Columbus, Ohio. Oh, you're saying Dalton. They're talking about a city. For Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, so it was supposed to fall. Yeah, that is cool, crunchy snow. Yeah. Correct. Are we getting any in South Carolina? No, not in the short term. You might have a chance here in December, though. Do you think Lorain County, west of Cleveland, will get a lot of snow? You guys are expected, and I think this is about right, 2 to 3 inches of snow. On the high end, you could maybe see 5 inches out there. Flint, Michigan, you expected around 7 inches on the high end, maybe 9+ inches. Weather forecast for December 13th. Week of Kansas. That's too far out for a local forecast. 15 days. We have no idea. I think you'll be still in a cold trend out there in Kansas around that time frame, though. When does the snow start? Totally depends where you are. It's already snowing in Iowa, portions of Minnesota. It's about to start snowing in western Wisconsin, western Illinois. But we're going to see snow throughout the day tomorrow for a lot of these people here. It's going to continue to snow throughout the day. I would say especially throughout the day for us out here. And then Sunday, we're going to be moving up the New England coast and then through Canada. Yeah, nothing in Waterloo yet? Yeah, too early. Too early. Actually, no. Wait, what? Not too early. Yeah, you'll have snow moving in here soon. Don't worry. Yeah, here's the thing. Your low isn't very deep yet, so even though we see snow, a lot of the snow on the map for Iowa, as your low deepens, a lot of this snow is evaporating as it's falling, guys. So snow is falling. This map isn't wrong. Snow is falling. It's evaporating before it hits the surface. Our low is deepening tonight, and as that low deepens, it's going to enhance the snow, and that snow is going to be heavy enough and widespread enough, bulky enough to push itself down to the surface. So sometimes a light snow just evaporates as it moves down towards the surface. So it's like, oh, the radar's wrong. It's not snowing, but the radar's right. It's just not snowing at the surface yet for some of you. For some of you, it is snowing at the surface already. But this low is going to deepen, and we're going to get snow on the surface for most people. All right, guys, I have to get off. I'm going to be back on tomorrow morning. I'm going to have a full, probably another 10 to 15 minute video on all the updates tomorrow morning. Here's your high-end expectations, by the way. Wild. The dark red here is like 2 feet. The light oranges here is like 6 inches to a foot. The dark blues, so light blues is, somewhere between 3 inches to 6 inches. Crazy, crazy snow totals if you get the high end. But yeah, I'll be back up. I'm going to stream tomorrow, 2 times tomorrow morning, afternoon. Have a video out early tomorrow. So appreciate the follows, appreciate the subs. If you want to be notified, just follow if you're on YouTube. Sub, hit that notification bell, and I'll be back on with videos. Videos every day, live streams every day. Mods, you're awesome. I appreciate anyone who gifted, subbed, followed, engaged here, helping my algorithm. Trying to do this full time, trying to get there, and you guys are an awesome help. We're going to talk about this a lot tomorrow. And again, December in general, if you're out east, the west looks a little bit atrocious through December. I think we get a good pattern flip to set up good snow and cold out for the west in January. But in December, the east is going to have multiple opportunities for snow. If you're bummed you're a little bit south or a little bit too far east to get snow with this system, guess what? Man, the eastern half of the U.S. looks like could have one of its coldest and snowiest Decembers in at least a decade. So that's the good news. If you miss out on snow with this one, the opportunities are there. Trust me. Take a look at the teleconnection setups we have, our oscillation, Enzo. Everything looks very good for the East Coast. We've been talking about this front half of winter, December, early January, just could rip through the East Coast. So everyone have a great night, and I'll be back, and I'll be talking to you tomorrow. Mods, you're the best. Seriously, I appreciate everything you do. I'm sorry I can't engage as much as I want to in Discord and stuff just because I'm non-stop working. But we'll find some time. You guys are all awesome. Yep. If you want to join my Discord, it's in the link of all my YouTube videos and all my live streams. Connor's Climate Corner HQ. Join the Discord. Become a part of the Climate Crew. We're going to do another merch giveaway actually here, and I think we should do it this weekend for free. And tons of weather updates, weather enthusiasts. We have almost 250 people in the Discord. It's awesome. Updates every single day. And you can try to grab my attention off stream too. See you guys.